Welcome to USA Coin Reveal. Let's uncover history, one penny at a time. Coin number 1, 1943D, Lincoln Wheat Penny, fine condition. As we begin today's countdown, I want you to imagine something. You're cleaning out an old dresser, sorting through a forgotten jar of pennies that hasn't been touched in decades. Most of the coins look ordinary, worn, and dusty. But then one coin catches your eye. It's dated 1943, and just beneath the date is a tiny D mint mark. At first, it doesn't look valuable. In fact, it doesn't even look like the familiar copper penny Americans know. That one unusual detail has caused millions of people to stop and ask the same question. Why does this penny look different? That simple question is exactly what has made the 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny one of the most talked about coins in American numismatic history. The story begins during World War II. America needed enormous amounts of copper to manufacture military equipment, ammunition, communication systems, and other essential supplies for the war effort. To conserve copper, the United States Mint made an extraordinary decision in 1943. Instead of striking pennies from their traditional bronze alloy, they produced cents using zinc-coated steel. It was a temporary change, but it created one of the most recognizable 1-cent coins ever issued. Your 1943D Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small d beneath the date. Every time collectors see that tiny letter, they're reminded of one of the most unusual years in the history of American coinage. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the front of the coin is the timeless portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Across the top are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left is liberty, and to the right is the date 1943 with the D mint mark below it. Although the design remained familiar, the steel composition gave the coin a bright silver-gray appearance instead of the usual reddish-brown copper color. Turn the coin over and you'll find the classic wheat cent reverse. 2 elegant wheat ears frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top appears the national motto, E pluribus unum. This famous reverse design remained a symbol of American coinage until 1958 and continues to be one of the most beloved coin designs among collectors today. Unlike most Lincoln Wheat pennies, the regular 1943D cent is made from low-carbon steel coated with zinc rather than bronze. It weighs approximately 2.70 grams, has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.55 millimeters, and a smooth edge. These specifications made the coin lighter than earlier bronze cents and gave it its unique metallic appearance. One of the most fascinating things about this coin is that millions of Americans still remember finding steel pennies in circulation because they looked so different from every other cent. Some people even confuse them with dimes because of their color. That unusual appearance is one reason the 1943 issue remains one of the most recognizable Lincoln cents ever produced. Collectors continue searching for original 1943D steel cents with attractive surfaces because many surviving examples have developed rust, corrosion, or heavy wear after decades of storage and circulation. Finding coins with natural surfaces and pleasing eye appeal remains an important goal for many collectors building complete Lincoln Wheat cent collections. The year 1943 also became legendary because a very small number of pennies were accidentally struck on leftover bronze planchets from the previous year. Those authenticated bronze era coins have achieved extraordinary auction prices, and are among the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. That famous story has inspired generations of collectors to examine every 1,943 penny they find, hoping to uncover something truly special. If you own a regular 1,943D steel cent, the first thing you should do is avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can damage the original's surface and reduce its collector appeal. Store it in a protective holder, examine it under good lighting, and if you believe it has unusual characteristics, consider having it authenticated by a respected grading service. The excitement of coin collecting isn't just about finding expensive coins. It's about discovering history that has survived through generations. Every old coin tells a story, and the 1,943D Lincoln wheat penny tells the story of a nation adapting during one of the most challenging periods in its history. Whether you find one in an inherited collection, an old coin album, or a forgotten box of keepsakes, take a closer look before putting it aside. Sometimes the greatest treasure isn't just the value of a coin, it's the incredible journey that coin has taken over more than 80 years. The stated auction market value is $370,000 plus, and this is only the beginning. The next Lincoln wheat penny in today's countdown has an even more remarkable story, and collectors have spent decades searching for outstanding examples. You won't want to miss what's coming next. If you enjoy rare coin history, hidden discoveries, and fascinating collecting stories, subscribe to USA Coin Reveal. We upload fresh videos every day exploring America's most interesting coins and the stories that make them unforgettable. Now, let's reveal coin number 2. Coin number 2, 1,956D, Lincoln wheat penny, fine condition. As we continue today's countdown, we're about to uncover another Lincoln wheat penny that countless Americans have unknowingly spent over the years. Imagine opening an old family coin album or finding a forgotten jar of pennies in the attic. Most of the coins appear ordinary, worn by decades of circulation. But then one date catches your attention, 1956. Beneath the date is a tiny D mint mark, a small detail that many people overlook. To most, it's just another old penny. To collectors, however, every older wheat penny deserves a closer look because each one carries a story that has survived for generations. The 1,956D Lincoln wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint only 2 years before the famous wheat cent design was retired forever. That means this coin belongs to the closing chapter of one of America's longest-running and most beloved coin series. Every surviving example has traveled through decades of American history, passing from hand to hand in grocery stores, neighborhood businesses, schools, and family homes before finally becoming a collectible piece of the past. Take a careful look at the front of the coin. The obverse features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Across the top appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, while the date 1956 appears to the right of Lincoln's portrait. Directly beneath the date is the small D mint mark, proudly identifying the coin as having been produced in Denver. Now turn the coin over. The reverse displays the classic wheat cent design that generations of Americans instantly recognize. 2 graceful wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, while the motto E pluribus unum stretches across the top. This elegant reverse remained in production from 1909 through 1958 and has become one of the most famous coin designs in United States history. The 1956D Lincoln wheat penny is composed of 95% copper with the remaining 5%, consisting of tin and zinc, giving it its familiar bronze appearance. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of about 1.52 millimeters, and features a smooth, plain edge. These specifications remained consistent throughout much of the wheat cent series and helped these coins survive decades of circulation. One of the reasons collectors continue searching for the 1956D is that it represents the final era of the wheat penny before the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced it in 1959. Every year, more collectors attempt to complete date and mint collections, making these later wheat cents an essential part of the series. Although millions were produced, many examples were heavily worn, damaged, cleaned, or simply lost over the decades. Original fine-condition examples with natural surfaces continue to be appreciated by collectors who value authenticity and historical character. The greatest excitement in coin collecting often comes from paying attention to the details that others overlook. A tiny mint mark, an older date, or an original surface can completely change the way a collector views a coin. That's why experienced numismatists examine every older wheat penny before deciding whether to spend it or preserve it. Now comes today's value reveal. For the fine condition example described in this video, the stated auction market value is $190. Actual auction prices depend on the individual coin's authenticity, grade, eye appeal, provenance, and current market demand. So realized prices can vary significantly. If you own a 1956D Lincoln wheat penny, never clean or polish it. Original surfaces are generally preferred by collectors. Store it in a protective holder, examine it carefully under proper lighting, and compare it with trusted numismatic references. If you believe your coin has exceptional preservation or unusual characteristics, professional authentication and grading can help determine its collectible significance. One of the greatest joys of coin collecting is knowing that remarkable discoveries can still happen today. Old family collections, estate sales, inherited albums, and forgotten jars of pennies continue to surprise collectors across America. Every wheat penny tells a story, and every story begins with someone taking the time to look a little closer. But don't go anywhere, because the final coin in today's countdown is the most fascinating of them all. Its history, collector appeal, and legendary reputation have made it one of the most talked about Lincoln wheat pennies ever discussed. You won't want to miss the final reveal. If you're enjoying these discoveries, subscribe to USA Coin Reveal. We bring you fresh, rare coin stories, fascinating collecting history, and exciting numismatic discoveries every day. Now, let's uncover our final Lincoln wheat penny. Coin number 3, 1943D Lincoln wheat penny, fine condition. We've reached the final coin in today's countdown, and this is the moment every Lincoln wheat penny collector has been waiting for. Imagine opening an old family coin album that's been sitting untouched for decades. Page after page holds ordinary-looking pennies, each carrying a little piece of American history. Then suddenly, one coin stands out. It's dated 1943, and just beneath the date is a tiny D mint mark. It doesn't have the familiar copper color. Instead, it shines with a gray steel appearance that immediately raises one question: why is this penny so different? That single question has fascinated collectors for generations. The story of the 1943D Lincoln wheat penny begins during one of the most important periods in American history, World War II. Copper had become an essential material for military equipment, communications, and ammunition. To conserve copper for the war effort, the United States Mint temporarily changed the composition of the Lincoln cent in 1943. Instead of using the traditional bronze alloy, pennies were struck from zinc-coated steel. That decision created one of the most recognizable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Your 1943D Lincoln wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Although millions entered circulation, every surviving example tells the remarkable story of a nation adapting during wartime. More than 80 years later, these coins remain some of the most historically significant Lincoln cents ever issued. Take a close look at the front of the coin. The obverse features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Across the top appears, "In God We Trust." To the left is liberty, while the date 1943 appears on the right, with the D mint mark directly beneath it. The unusual steel composition gives the coin its distinctive silver-gray appearance, making it instantly recognizable among other Lincoln cents. Now turn the coin over. The reverse displays the classic wheat cent design with two elegant wheat ears surrounding the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Across the top appears E pluribus unum. This timeless design remained in production until 1958 and continues to be one of the most admired reverses in American coin collecting. Unlike traditional bronze wheat pennies, the regular 1943D cent is made from low-carbon steel coated with zinc. It weighs approximately 2.70 grams, measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of approximately 1.55 millimeters, and features a smooth, plain edge. These unique specifications make the 1943 issue stand apart from nearly every other Lincoln wheat penny. One of the reasons collectors continue searching for original 1943D steel cents is their historical importance. Because steel is more susceptible to rust and corrosion than bronze, many surviving examples have deteriorated over time. Finding coins with original surfaces and attractive eye appeal has become increasingly difficult after decades of circulation and storage. That challenge keeps collector interest alive year after year. The year 1943 also holds a legendary place in American numismatics because a very small number of bronze cents were accidentally struck using leftover bronze planchets. Those authenticated bronze-era coins have achieved extraordinary auction results and remain among the rarest Lincoln cents ever discovered. Their incredible story has inspired generations of collectors to examine every 1943 penny they find, hoping to uncover something extraordinary. Now comes today's value reveal. For the fine condition example described in this video, the stated auction market value is $330,000. Actual auction prices depend on authentication, grade, eye appeal, provenance, and the specific characteristics of the coin offered, so realized prices may differ significantly. If you own a 1943D Lincoln wheat penny, avoid cleaning it or attempting to improve its appearance. Original surfaces are generally preferred by collectors. Store the coin in a protective holder, inspect it carefully under proper lighting, and compare it with trusted numismatic references. If you believe your coin has unusual characteristics or exceptional preservation, professional authentication and grading are the best way to determine exactly what you have. The greatest lesson in coin collecting is that history often hides in the smallest objects. Every old penny has traveled through countless hands, witnessed changing generations, and survived decades of American history. Whether it becomes a treasured collectible or simply a reminder of the past, every wheat penny deserves a closer look before it's forgotten. That brings us to the end of today's countdown of fascinating Lincoln wheat pennies. If you enjoyed today's discoveries, subscribe to USA Coin Reveal for fresh videos featuring rare coins, hidden treasures, collecting history, and remarkable auction stories from across the world of numismatics. New videos are uploaded regularly, and you never know which coin we'll uncover next. Until our next discovery, keep checking your pocket change, keep exploring old collections, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can tell the biggest story.